What is the purpose of reporting? Reporting is one of these things in digital marketing that really interests me. Ever since I've started in the industry, I've spent a lot of my life creating reports for businesses I've worked for clients, for all sorts of purposes. It's just one of those things. Digital marketing and reporting go together very, very nicely. But why do you actually report in the first place? What is the purpose of that reporting? And I ask this not to ask a silly question, but because in my experience, quite a lot of reporting really flies totally over the heads of the people who are actually needing to interpret it. So let's say that you work with an agency who does Google Ads and SEO for your business. And every month they probably send you a report that's 3, 4, 5 pages long, and what are the odds you read through that report and don't really understand it? What are the odds that that report doesn't really add much value to the understanding of what you're getting from paying this agency each month? Now, this is not a reflection necessarily on the work that agency does. I've worked for agencies and I know agencies that do lots of reporting and lots of amazing work. But what really interests me is the sort of client-facing or client-focused aspect of that reporting. Are you actually getting the value you need out of those reports, or are you just looking at a whole lot of numbers and sort of saying, I guess this all makes sense? What I would encourage you to do as a client, and I'm sure any agency you work with would be happy to do this as well, is actually have a think about what you really need to see. What makes sense from the perspective of your business? Now, in my mind, the most important things for B2B businesses are really understanding if you're getting a return on your investment and understanding if you're generating leads. If you're doing those two, well, then you should keep doing more action and you should look to scale it up. So it's fine to have reporting that reports on all these different metrics we can look at: bounce rates, time on site, average pages per visit, hundreds and hundreds of keyword position rankings that may or may not ever generate any traffic. All that stuff's fine, but there should at least be some way that you as the client can very quickly and very easily understand by glancing at the report what's working, and then you can feed that into your overall marketing and sales structure. So just have a think about reporting. I'm not saying that reporting isn't necessary. I think reporting is very important. But what I do want to encourage you to think of, both if you're a client watching this, or also if you're a agency or a service provider, is what do those reports actually need to tell? What do they need to communicate? What problem are they trying to solve? Focus on that, and I think the whole industry would sort of breathe a little easier and be freed from perhaps what feels like the necessity at the moment to report on things that may not even be understood, that may not even be used. Let's focus on what really matters and then expand our reach from there.